Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by. For today's video, we're doing a year-end full collection flip through. So I'm going to give you a tour of all of my binders and also discuss my collecting goals for each of the groups and any new groups that I want to start collecting next year. And I would really love to know who you're collecting for 2026. Who are you collecting? Who do you want to collect? Are you dropping any collections? Let me know, but for now, let's get started with the first binder. Okay, so we're gonna get started with the girl group binder first. So in this binder, I have Aespa, Itzy, and Red Velvet, but we'll start off with Red Velvet and Itzy. So for Red Velvet, I focus on collecting Irene, and for Itzy, I focus on collecting Ryujin. For Red Velvet, I don't have too many. And for Itzy, I also only have a few photo cards of the group. And so it's more of a casual collecting, or, you know, if I see cards that are a fairly good price, I will buy it. But I'm more so looking into trading for Red Velvet and Itzy over other groups. I know that Itzy will likely have a North American tour in 2026, and I'm hoping they come back to Toronto, or even Montreal would be really great. I did miss them last time they were in Toronto, so if they do come back, I want to prioritize seeing them in concert over like getting their photo cards. So let's flip over to the start of the binder for my Aespa collection. Aespa is a higher priority than Red Velvet and Itzy, so I focus on Karina, but I will take OT4 really. If you collect SM groups, you know right off the bat, they tend to be stingy, I guess is the word, with their photo cards. And in terms of like buy, sell, trade for Aespa photo cards, they tend to go quite quickly, I find. And I want to stay away from member priced cards, like overpricing cards. Not that I haven't fallen victim to that in the past, but yeah, I do also collect Aespa albums. I'm trying to back collect their albums right now, and I've been pretty good with pulling Karina from the albums that I bought from Aespa. So, hopefully that luck continues. I did see Aespa in concert this year. They came to Toronto in February. I had a great time. I know that there were definitely like some opinions on the Toronto crowd for sure. I was in the 300 section at Scotiabank Arena, and the people in my section, they were fun. I found them fun. Like everyone was cheering, they were singing. Overall, I had a great time at their concert, but I think that if they did come again, I think I would prioritize other groups I haven't seen in concert yet. Okay, next up is the Twice binder, and for Twice, I am going to focus on Jihyo as my bias. Twice is my, I guess it would be the highest priority girl group. Like Aespa's up there, but I think with Twice, I have been just collecting them more throughout this year. But I'm not at a point where I want to say do like a full like collection. I think for my girl groups in general, I want to trade and collect without having a goal to fully collect, say, their Korean album sets or POBs. So it's what I pull from albums. If I have any dupes, I obviously will trade, and I will buy cards if they look cute, which honestly is a lot of the time. And I do keep all the members I pull from albums, unless I get dupes. Again, obviously I will trade. I am seeing Twice in concert though next March in Montreal. I'm super excited. It'll be my first time seeing them live in concert. I've pre-ordered their light stick because it was sold out everywhere. Like as soon as the concert dates were announced and as soon as I got my tickets, I went to Light Up K, and I think like a day or two later after the tickets went on sale, the light stick sold out. So I put my name down for when they get their light sticks back in stock. So hopefully I will be able to get their light sticks in time for the concert. And I also still have to figure out my outfit for the concert as well. So that's it for my girl group collection. And in terms of new girl groups I want to collect, I actually do want to start collecting Le Sserafim. I've been listening to them casually since I think their Anti-Fragile album this year, like with Hot and Spaghetti, I just really got more into their music. And I think I want to focus on like Sakura and Yunjin. And we'll see how that goes. I know that those two were quite popular in terms of like people who collect them. And with Chaewon as well, of course. And we'll see how it goes though. So any Le Sserafim collectors, let me know, am I entering the trenches of collecting for them? I do always worry about, like, when I think about collecting a new group, I do wonder, like, how is the collecting space? Like, how is the collecting scene for that group? So, let me know. And literally this past summer, I was kind of like, I want to start collecting Purple Kiss. And, but they're, my queens, they're disbanding at like, I think they've disbanded now since it's the end of the year. I'm gonna miss them so much. I really did enjoy Purple Kiss, and that is another concert that I regret not going to, because I think it was in 2024. They did so many dates in Canada, and it just unfortunately did not line up for me. Like, I could have gone to Toronto or Montreal, but unfortunately, like, the dates weren't lining up. And I thought, well, if they came to Canada, and I think they did quite well on that tour, so I was hoping and expecting for them to come again. But unfortunately, like, the tour they did this past year, they didn't have any Canadian dates, so I wasn't able to see them. But, I'm going to miss them. Still going to listen to their music though. But yeah, I was thinking of collecting Purple Kiss, like, earlier this year, and then when I heard the news, I was like, I don't know if I want to anymore. It made me too sad. Okay, so next is my boy group collection. We'll start with this binder. It's a bit more of like a random assortment of different boy groups. So for BTS, I'm gonna wait and see what 2026 brings for them and their new album. I will probably focus more on trades for BTS, and the members that I want to focus on are RM and Jin. And there's of course news about their big world tour in 2026, and again, fingers crossed for Toronto, and likely if they do, it'll probably be Rogers Stadium. They could definitely sell out Rogers Stadium. And look, I I know the ticket process is going to be wild, and I think my goal for BTS for their concert is to just be at the concert, just be in the stadium. I don't care about floor seats or anything like that. I could be in like the 400, 500. I don't know if Rogers Stadium has 500 level, but I could be in the upper levels, in the very last row, whatever. I just want to be there to see them live and experience BTS in concert. So yeah, but in terms of photo cards, it really will be more of a bit of a lower priority compared to other boy groups. And again, the focus will be on RM and Jin. So for Enhypen, I want to start collecting Jake more. And as you can see, I've already started. I don't know yet if I want to start actively collecting his Korean album photo cards, especially since there are other collections I want to prioritize more for 2026, but we'll see. Also, I guess we are talking about seeing K-pop groups in concert for 2026, but I don't know, B-Lift, I don't know if they know Canada exists. I'm not holding my breath for an Enhypen concert in Canada, but again, that would be amazing. I would love to see them in concert. So next up here is P1Harmony, and I collect Yunho and Intak. Second, and mainly, I do also get their albums as well, and I'm working on back collecting a bit for P1. So same with Jake and Enhypen. I'm not at the point where I want to fully collect Kyo's Korean photo cards, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if like halfway through the year, I'm, thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm going to start actively collecting Kyoho and Jake. But I'm saying no for now because, again, there are other higher boy group priorities that I want to focus on, at least for the first half of 2026. And then I'm going to see where I'm at in, mid 2026, and then reassess and see what I'm going to do in terms of collecting. And yeah, in terms of concert for P1Harmony, you guys, I don't know if I had mentioned this in another video, but I had to miss P1Harmony when they came to Toronto in October. I had tickets. I was in Toronto when I heard the news that they had to postpone the concert. And I really tried to make that new date work. I tried to rearrange things. I tried to make other travel arrangements. And unfortunately, in the end, it didn't work out. And I missed the Trinity Bellwoods meetup. I was working late, so I was like checking my phone afterwards, and I was like, no, oh my God, I missed it. I was so sad. So I mean, you know, hopefully if they come next year or even in like 2027, you know, because that's twice now that I've missed them in concert. And I also couldn't go. I think when they came in 2024, I couldn't go. Third time's a charm, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. So that's it from like P1. And then I also have these kind of random boy groups. I've got Kevin and Jacob from the boys, and then I've got a couple of Mark Lee photo cards. We're on to my 17 binder, and right off the bat, I know for next year that I'm not going to do a full collect of any of the members because there's a lot of cards. There are a lot of members, and I have a bias line for 17, and it would be collecting too many members, honestly. So there's SKZ, Mingi, and Dino first off, but I also, let me just wait here. Oh, let me adjust there. But I'm also wanting to collect Seungkwan and like Vernon as well. So that would be, I think, too much right now if I were to make the decision to start like fully collecting like their Korean albums, especially with like the carat versions. I don't know. I think there are some 17 collectors. They don't try to do the carat versions because it's a lot. So they do all the other kind of albums except for the carat versions. And then there are collectors that also include the carat versions, which so many cards, and I love that. But if I'm buying, if I'm purchasing off like a seller, it would usually be SKZ followed by Mingi and Dino. And 17 is also one of those groups where I hope they come to Canada. I know they came in 2022 or 2023? Yeah, they came a few years back, and I guess like Pledis and Hybe, you know, said once is enough, that's fine. So Canada wasn't included in the last few tours, and like a lot of countries weren't included. It's really just been like a US. Have they even come to Europe lately? I'm not too sure, but I think I'm not really holding my breath. You know, same with Enhypen. I'm going to be very surprised. I'd be very pleasantly surprised if they did have any Canadian dates, or, you know, they came to Toronto, but, you know, it would be awesome if they did. So that is my 17 collection. With the amount of photo cards that they do have, it's not much. So I will definitely be collecting more 17. So it's about collecting the photo cards that I think look nice, and then of course like the members, SKZ, Mingi, Dino. But my goodness, like yeah, Seungkwan, I am floating towards his cards as well. So we'll see how that goes for the new year. Okay, so next up is my TXT and Stray Kids binder, and I just realized I forgot to mention like the types of binders that I'm using. So for TXT, so TXT Stray Kids, and then my 17 binder that you just saw, I just got these binders off of like a business supply store, like your like Staples here in Canada, or like Walmart. I got, this is an Avery 3-inch D-ring, like it's a slanted D-ring. And then for the 17 binder, that was also just like a slanted 1-inch D-ring binder. And then for my girl group binders and for that first boy group binder, those were actually just binders that I got off Amazon. Okay, so let's start with TXT, and as you can see, I am working on collecting Yeonjun's Korean album photo cards and his solo releases. Subin, I would say, is the second member I collect the most. I do also collect TXT albums. Whoops, let me move that so that you can see everyone. Yeah, so I do also collect TXT albums, and you know, I keep pulling Kai. I'm a pretty big Kai magnet and I love it. It's just funny because I do pull Kai 85% of the time, and I've never pulled Bumgyu. He avoids me for some reason. You know, Bumgyu, whatever I did, I'm sorry. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry, and I hope to find you in an album soon. So, yeah, I guess like I would love to see TXT in concert. Again, I don't know if like Hive, Big Hit, please, they don't know we exist, but like please just one chance for like Canadian dates. I would so love to see them in concert. I really want to see them badly in concert. I think it would be amazing. I would cry. And again, it is one of those other concerts where I don't care where I'm sitting. I want to just be there to experience TXT live in concert at some point. Okay, so for Stray Kids for 2026, I'm focusing on collecting Bangchan. Let me just move him, adjust it right there a little bit. So yeah, so I'm focused on collecting Bangchan. I will be setting up this or for next year for his Korean album photo cards. So yeah, I don't have a lot right now for Bangchan, so my focus for this for next year is to get more of his Korean album photo cards. And then in terms of the other Stray Kids members that I collect, I do also collect Seungmin, but also, you know, ever since the Dominate tour, Hyunjin, I can't deny it any longer. I think I need to start collecting Hyunjin a bit more as well in 2026, just a little bit. He's been on my mind for lately. I can't get him out of my head. But yeah, I went to see Stray Kids twice on their Dominate tour this year, in Chicago and in Toronto. And for Chicago, I was in the 100 section at Wrigley Field. And then in Toronto, I was the floor VIP. Like I was seated third row, and we had such a good view of the extended stage. And, you know, it was such a great concert. Both times I saw them were amazing. And it was funny when we were deciding on which stop to go to. It was between Washington, D.C. and Chicago. And it did end up being Chicago that we went to for the U.S. stop. I don't think Stray Kids will tour again in 2026, but like there's rumors going around that they will likely tour again for 2026. I mean, if they do, I'm hoping they hit up countries that they didn't get a chance to go to during their Dominate tour. And also, I just hope that they get some rest because they were touring for quite a while. Okay, so that is my Stray Kids and my TXT binder. And in terms of other boy groups that I want to collect, I think I want to start collecting Monsta X. I'm not totally sure if I want to focus on like, or which one or two members I do want to focus on collecting. I've been just getting more and more into listening to Monsta X this year. You know, they had their comeback, they had an English album. I've been watching their interviews. I think they're hilarious. They're doing a world tour in 2026. So, you know, hopefully see if there are any dates that I can go to, if there's a Toronto or Montreal date. I think it'd be great to see them in concert. If any Monbebes have seen Monsta X in concert, let me know let me know about the concert experience. I'd love to know. We've reached the end of most of my boy groups. So we've reached the end of most of my boy groups. The next up is the big one, the mother, Ateez. Okay, so now we've reached Ateez. Half of my binder, my collection is of Ateez. This is the first of 5 pretty big binders. They're all Meow Cafe. So first, let's flip through their non-photocard inclusions, or like their larger inclusions. All right, just making sure everything's in frame. Okay, so these are all from albums, concert DVDs, summer photo books, membership kits, seasons greetings, and I have these from smallest inclusion to largest. Oops. Oh no, this happened last time when I was putting them in. I gotta figure out, I still haven't really figured out how to kind of keep these in. Okay, so I'll just do a quick flip through. So this is from their Towards the Light DVD, their concert DVDs. And then these are from actually their, these are actually VIP, part of the VIP gift that people who had VIP tickets received these postcards and like a tin as part of their VIP ticket. They were able to get these, but there was someone selling them, so I just bought it off of them. And then we have some postcards from the World era. And then this is their summer photo book. There we go. This is their membership kit. When they were hockey players. Is anyone watching Heated Rivalry? That is my other hyperfixation. It's been my hyperfixation for like the past month. Is anyone else watching Heated Rivalry? Someone did an edit to the, like, I think to footage of them skating around in these outfits for the membership kit to like Heated Rivalry. I loved it. I loved it. The worlds combined. It was so good. Okay, so this is also from their latest membership kit when they were doing like the 18E Hotel. This, I think, is that this one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was, yes, from their like Rockstar concept. They kind of had them in two separate concepts of like rock stars, and then I guess this is their casual boyfriend concept that they like to do. And then we have some miscellaneous photo cards of members, mostly Mingi. I have Mingi here from Ateez, this Golden Hour. This is from their, I think, third membership kit. With I loved this look on him. It's when he had the Rengoku hair, and like he just looks so cozy and fluffy. I really liked that on him. And then this was from, I think, the Ateez and Voyage. I got that from a group order. This is from the other Ateez, their more recent one, and this is one of their Pacific photo cards. And then here we're getting into their photo cards from Treasure. So these are the photo cards that I got from like their Shift the Map, and I think from just like the other Treasure photo card albums. Then we're getting into postcards from Golden Hour Part 3. And then these are from Mingi's 2025 birthday, or no, sorry, 2024 birthday MD when he had his album. And then I do have his 2025 MD coming in a group order. So I'm really excited and looking forward to that. Here's some more photo cards, again from some just miscellaneous areas. This is also from Mingi's birthday MD, from Golden Hour Part 2. And then this is from one of their concert DVDs. Okay, and then we're getting into a bit more of the larger inclusions. So this is Fever Era, one of my favorite eras in terms of like the look and the concept, the bright colors. This is from their Fever DVD, like their Fever Road DVD, I think. Or is it, I think that's just from one of their Fever albums. And then some more Fever. And then we're getting into Treasure. Here's Wave. Don't know how sturdy. Yeah, I think these cards are like not the sturdiest either. But yeah, this is from episode 2. Yeah, so these, I think these are what I got in their Platform album. Again, not exactly done, so not exactly put away so well, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. 2026 goal. And here again is from Treasure. And then this is from their first, yeah, I just want to make sure. Yeah, this one's from their very first album. And then we're getting into the more larger inclusions. This again is from this year's Season's Greetings. And I think the last section is the postcards. Sorry, I keep hitting the metal bar, like my nail keeps hitting the metal bar when I turn. It's just because this binder is so huge. I don't have a super huge filming space, so It keeps hitting the metal bar that like where my phone is attached. So I apologize if you kind of hear like a little bit of like a metal clanging. I miss Uyang with his long hair. I hope he grows it out again. I think he did say that did he say that he regretted cutting his hair? I think I saw that on Twitter. Someone saying like that he said that on From or during one of his lives. And then we have Mingi here, again from like the Ateez Voyage. So some posters from Golden Hour Part 2. This is from their Daikon issue. So I did get Mingi on the cover, but it also came with these like large photos. And I really think this is adorable. Like, so every time like there's a focus, everyone else is kind of posing and looking away. And then when it's focused on them, they're looking directly at the camera. I think that's very cute. And then, oh, and then here, yeah, actually these are, I believe, the ones from the Fever Road DVD. I love, this is actually one of my favorite pictures of Mingi. He looks so wholesome there. And then this is from, was it, I think like last? Is it also from Fever? Yes, this is, and this is from their Ode to Youth photo book. And then I have a Mingi right here to end it off from their 3rd membership kit. Okay, so that's all of the larger inclusions. And then I am going to now get one of 2 OT6 binders. Okay, so this is the first of 2 Ateez OT6 binders. These are all of the members except for Mingi and Yunho. It is again in another blue Meow Cafe. This one's like the 3-inch A5 binder or A5 extra large binder, and that holds up to 6 members. And these for this particular binder, let me just bring it in a bit more. So for this particular binder, it is all of like the OT6 complete sets. So they're a mix of photocard sets and like, you know, photocard sets where I'm guaranteed to get OT8. Like if you buy like their membership kit or summer photo book or their season's greetings or whatever, they will also have a OT8 photocard set in them. And they're also included in this are certain album sets where I want to collect OT8, like for Golden Hour Part 2. Let me get to Golden Hour Part 2. So I have their Pearl. Yeah, so for Golden Hour Part 2, like I really loved this look on all of the members. So I wanted to collect OT8. And then, so here's another OT8 set from Golden Hour Part 2. And then here's a set from Golden Hour Part 1. And then their membership kit. Again, the Heated Rivalry membership kit. So yeah, from Golden Hour Part 1, I really loved this look on all of them. Their Blue Hour look. So, and I really loved their curtain photo cards and then the cheek photo card set. So I wanted to get that. And then there's their platform. And then their A and Z platform albums. And then this is a Pacific set. And then here is some Ateez. And then, yeah, is this the World? Yeah, this is their World to the End DVD set right here. And then again, for the Will, I did like this costuming in particular. So I want to get this set where they're all sitting down on the couch. Then I think this is their, yeah, this is their 2020, is it their 2023? Yeah, this is their 2023 summer photo book. And then I think these are their Valentees. Yeah, their Valentees photo card set that they did again in 2023. And then this is, yeah, this is their Ode to Youth photo book. This is from one of their tour DVDs. I think it's the Fellowship. No, yeah, Fellowship Break the Wall. And then I am trying to collect their Treasure Shift map. Like, I'm not in a huge rush to collect any of these because they're a bit hard to get and they're quite expensive when they are for sale. So I'm not in a huge rush. But yeah, so these are the OT6 sets that I have that either come in already in full sets or that I want to collect. Here. And I'm doing the same for Golden Hour Part 3. I do have a set, I think from their the Polka set that I want to collect all 8 members of. So, and then put OT6 in here. All right, so this is the second OT8 binder, or sorry, this is the second OT6 binder of Ateez, and these ones are just the more random photo cards that I pull from albums, you know, from platforms. I will occasionally get other members other than Mingi and Yunho for a group order if I like their photo cards. So let's see here. I do put them in fan chant order, so Hongjun first, and then the rest of the members in age order. And then I do try to put them in album release order for their Korean albums, and then like anything else kind of comes second after their Korean album photo cards. Here we have Sungwa. I mean, I really like to say that I'm like an OT8 collector at heart, but not in wallet. Ateez, they're so amazing with their photo cards. Like they give a lot in each album, and pobs too. Oh my god, there's so many pobs. But because of that, it would just be too much to keep up. Too much money to keep up with collecting OT8 like album and pobs as well. It for me, that's just a bit too much right now. So yeah. As you see later, I collect Yunho and Mingi the most, so I do have separate albums for them. Here's Sun. Also, in terms of concerts, I don't know if they're going on tour for 2026. I don't know if they'll have time to, you know, before enlistment. I just know that if they do go on tour again for 2026, I need to see them. Like I really need to see them. I missed out on their In Your Fantasy tour because there weren't any Canadian dates, which, you know, they came to Toronto in 2022, and in 2024, I did get to see them for Towards the Light in 2024, so I'm super lucky. It was a wonderful concert. I do regret, now that like kind of looking back at the year, I do regret not going to their In Your Fantasy tour. It was really a money and time issue. I had already booked Stray Kids for Chicago, and you know, I'm still not so if I did go to the Ateez concert, I would have had to go by myself, and I'm still not like 100% comfortable. Like it was fine when we were in Chicago for Stray Kids, it was fine, but I don't know, I kind of am still like not totally comfortable with being in the US, especially by myself right now. And so, you know, if but that being said, I do regret not seeing Ateez in concert, and you know, if they do, you know, go, I really hope they go to Toronto. But you know, if it is in the States, we'll see. And you know, I do want to see them again before they enlist. So I don't know, just again, keeping my fingers crossed, but also knowing the fact that they've been touring so much these last few years, and you know, they're going to Australia and they're going to like Southeast Asia, and that's going to be so great. And you know, knowing that like selfishly I want to see them in concert again, but also knowing that they also need rest like Stray Kids. So we have Jungho here. And that's it for the second OT6 binder. But oh, like I do want to mention in terms of since we're talking about like who else I want to collect for 2026, you know, I collect Yunho, I collect Mingi the most, but Hongjun, my man, like I don't know, he's, you know, I've been noticing him, like I've been straying, you know, it's the same thing with Hyunjin from Stray Kids, with Sungkwon from 17, but Hongjun, it's like, hold on, let me go to him first. It is like a light switched off in my brain. For some reason, just one day I was like, I need to start collecting Hongjun more. I fear I may need to start collecting his full Korean album photo cards. It's gonna mess up my OT6 setup that I have in my other binder. But again, I think it's too late, and I've already started back collecting Hongjun. You know, the train has left the station. I cannot stop it, but I don't know. I will then need to figure out something for like my OT6 Ateez binder setup, because I really do like the setup that I have, especially with like OT6 and their full collection set. If anyone has any ideas of what I can do so that I can collect Hongjun while still keeping like the sets looking somewhat intact, let me know. Okay, so we have our Yunho binder right here. This is a Meow Cafe 3-inch A4 binder in mint green, I think. So yeah, in terms of what's left to collect, I do have a bunch of photo cards coming in for both Yunho and Mingi. And if I do kind of count, if I do include those photo cards that are coming in for Yunho and Mingi, so for Yunho in particular, I will have about 12 to 15 cards that I'm still like actively looking for to complete his collection. So you'll see here, obviously there are a bunch of slots and cards still missing, but with what I have coming in, I think it is around 12 to 15 cards left. And then, so hopefully then by the end of 2026, I will hopefully be all caught up. I think I want to be all caught up from Treasure to Golden Hour Part 3, knowing that a comeback is imminent in the new year, like very, very likely. So, and I don't know, are they going to do like 2 or 3 comebacks next year? But I think just to kind of keep things not so overwhelming, by the end of 2026, either have like most, if not all, of the cards that I'm missing either like here physically in my hands, or they're just like coming in, like I've already ordered them and they're just like coming in from sellers or from like say Mercari or Poco Market. But you can see here I've set Yunho up so that it is latest album release first, and then going back to Treasure. Okay, and here are Yunho's pops. I recently re-sleeved these into yellow Meow Cafe sleeves. I think they look so cute. He looks so sunny. So I've also set up his pobs so that they are in album release order. So like all of the Korean album pobs in release order. So this is Golden Hour Part 2. And I have a bunch of Golden Hour Part 3 pobs coming in. A lot of Golden Hour Part 2 over here, and this one I like gave myself like a little bit more leeway to just try and like, you know, dark hair Yunho. The first page, as you saw, was when he was all like in his silver hair, and this we're getting into Golden Hour Part 1 like pobs and kind of special like Hello 82 exclusives. And then we have more kind of going back further. So we got some from Not Okay, from his Japanese album, and then we have from Fever. These are his Season's Greetings or membership kits. These are also from membership kits or tour DVDs. That's the Ode to Youth one. And then here is Yunho. These are all the Yunhos that I have for his Pacific. So do I have all of them? I don't think I have all of them. I'm missing, I think I'm missing like the first 2, like the flower one and then the office worker one. And then here are some Ateez. And that is it for Yunho. Yeah, I think in like terms of pobs, Yunho typically tends to be the pobs that I collect the most next to Mingi. Although like me, I'm, you know, not looking to collect all their pobs right now. It's a bit much. Okay, so the very last is my Mingi collection, my alt bias. The same with Yunho. This is a 3-inch A4 in white from Meow Cafe. And yeah, like with Mingi, it's similar to Yunho. If I'm accounting for all of the photo cards that I have coming in. So all of the photo cards that I've already had purchased that are confirmed in group orders, things like that, then I have, when all it's said and done, like around 12 photo cards that I still need to actively look for in 2026, even though, right, like I'm missing all of these, but they're coming in. They're coming in. So if I take that into account, hopefully, you know, kind of partway through 2026, I'm going to start actively looking for the rest of the cards I'm missing, which is, again, around a dozen cards from Treasure all the way up to Golden Hour Part 3. Oh, and I should mention for Yunho and Mingi, I'm not going to be collecting their Fever anniversary cards. Honestly, they're kind of like, they're just too expensive. They go so quickly when I do see them being sold or in group orders. So I'm not personally counting them as part of my collection when I say like full Korean album photo card collection. Let's flip through. Similar to Yunho, I am just doing most recent album release at the front, and then going backwards from there. So we got Mingi Pink Hair Era. This is Spinoff. He had a great run of hair there, like really colorful hair, because then we had the Rengoku Mingi, and then we have pink-haired Mingi pretty much right after. I think he said he was going to dye his hair again for 2026, probably for comeback, so I'm excited. I don't know. I wonder if they're going to do color again. I know that they were more open to color kind of in their earlier, kind of around like Treasure and Fever. But we'll see. It's up to him, really. Okay, and then we have Mingi Pops over here. Again, I've got a couple of Golden Hour Part 3 pops here. And then this is one of my favorite pages. This is Platinum Blonde, like white-haired Mingi here. So I just think he looks so good when it's like a winter kind of icy look with Golden Hour Part 2. And then in his like shirt here. So we got a little bit more. I don't know what that is, but I don't know why I set it up like that. Here's a little bit more from Golden Hour Part 2. Here is black shirt Mingi, or like black blazer Mingi here. And then here he's back to more of his brown black hair color. So this is, yeah, I think we're into Golden Hour Part 1 here. Yeah, Golden Hour Part 1. This is my like only broadcast card. I'm like not terribly like fixed on getting broadcast cards. Like I think again because of the price. I think they're cute. I do want to get more in the future, but for now I just have this one. And then here we're getting into the World Pobs. And then we have the Cardception here. I think then this is Paradigm. Yeah, so we got Paradigm Not Okay. Also, Birthday, is that also, no, this is both Not Okay. I don't think I have any birthday cards from Mingi. And then we have some Fever. And then these are membership kits. Summer photo books, Season's Greetings, and then some more membership kits. We have the Ode to Youth. And then here are some photo cards. This is from his birthday MG. This is from his Daikon right there. And then this is all like Ateez related. So this is the Ateez Voyage and like in Ateez and Ice City. And then these are all of his Pacific that I have. And yeah, that's it for my Mingi collection. The good news is there's still a ton of room, as you can see here, to grow, keep growing and getting more photo cards for Mingi. So hopefully I'll be using this binder pretty much up until the end of next year. All right, everyone, that is everything for my full binder collection tour for 2025. Oh, and another general collecting related thing that I forgot to mention earlier is I want to do for 2026, I want to decorate all of my binders, and I also want to do more K-pop scrapbooking because I have so many like Lomo fan-made merch stickers that I want to display and like make use out of. Right now they're just in like a big box underneath my desk right over here, and like, you know, I want to display them nicely, you know, because a lot of these were from fan-made merch that I got at concerts that sellers or group order managers would include in their mail. So I do want to display those nicely and have this be like another thing that I can look at while I flip through my binder collection. So yeah, that is going to be a goal for next year. I will be making videos on those as well. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know what your collecting goals are for 2026. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your holidays, and I will see you next year. Bye!